The Holy See of Ishgard, a city where people value honor and tradition above all else. For 1,000 years they've been at war, but what is truly going on here? My name is Remy, and I'm going to tell you. Built upon a now frozen wasteland, you arrive in a city that foreign eyes have not seen in years. Now considered a traitor in the eyes of the Syndicate for the assassination of the Sultana, Nanamo ul Namo, you and the Scions need to find a new home. And as you make your way across the gates of judgment, you watch as they give rise to the Holy See of Ishgard. After exchanging pleasantries with your host, Count Edmont de Fortin, you begin to help out his two sons, Toriel and Menelaine, with their troubles, while Tataru decides to stay at the local bar, known as the Forgotten Night, to gather info about your missing comrades. However, she may have found out too much, because she and Alphino get arrested on charges of heresy by Sir Grinno, likely in a ploy to defame House Fortin. There are 4 great houses in Ishgard: House Halionart, Durandare, Zamail, and Fortin. Those born into one of these houses enjoys a life of superior status and luxury, and essentially run the city, so it's no surprise they have their fair share of enemies. In a trial by combat held in front of the Furian courts, you and Alphino secure the Scion's innocence and are set free. In light of your victory, Lord Orchifant gives you a black chocobo capable of flight, bred by the holy stables and used to serve the Temple Knight Cavaliers. As you return to House Fortin, you receive a message that the Archbishop wishes to have an audience with you, and during your talks, you learn that he has been consorting with Ascians, plotting against them. You can't seem to catch a break since soon after this information is revealed, there is word of another Dravanian attack on the way. Lord Edmont pleads that you leave the city and find sanctuary elsewhere for your safety, but you choose to stay and fight. Estinian, the current Azure Dragoon of Ishgard, joins the party along with Lady Iceheart, in hopes of convincing the Great Worm Hraesvelgar to stop Nidhogg and his army from attacking Ishgard. During your meeting with the Great Worm, however, you learn about Ishgard's bloody history, and what happened with Radataskar's murder, and how much it truly devastated Nidhogg. Estinian, borderline happy about the trip not bearing any fruit, is ready to make haste into Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, to slay the Great Worm once and for all, and end the Dragonsong War. However, getting there won't be so easy, since Nidhogg surrounded his lair with terrible winds, similar to those of Garuda. Drawing the parallels between the two, Alphino enlists the aid of Cid to help you guys get in. Turns out Biggs and Wedge have been working on a new type of airship, called the Mana Cutter, that will allow you access to the worm's lair. As you journey through the area slaying countless dragons, lightning bolts strike you at every turn. You confront Nidhogg and engage him in battle with the help of Estinian in the Eye. The two of them duke it out, and Estinian claims victory, drenching his once purple armor in a crimson red from the Great Worm's blood. Through the Echo, you learn that Haldrath, the first Azure Dragoon, stole Nidhogg's other eye, though it is nowhere to be found. After Nidhogg's defeat, you report back to Hraesvelgar, who discloses that it was he who gave Nidhogg one of his eyes, and you learn the beginning of the Dragonsong War. Just as the truth is revealed, heretics start an uprising in the city. However, Izel convinces her people to stop in hopes of bringing peace. You report back to House Fortin and disclose the truth about the Dragonsong War, revealing Ishgard's faith is built upon a lie. Distraught and angered by this, Sir Aymeric confronts the Archbishop and is arrested for heresy. Lucia decides she'll do whatever it takes to rescue him, revealing that he is the Archbishop's illegitimate son in the process, though this is no secret to most people in Ishgard. Tataru, who has been keeping her eyes and ears open in the Forgotten Night, has heard tales of a woman known as the Mongrel, who may be able to assist in rescuing Sir Aymeric. In your search, Tataru is cornered by 2 thugs in the broom, but you arrive just in time and are greeted by the Mongrel herself, Hilda. You all make way into the Forgotten Night to discuss the matters at hand, and as talks proceed, Sir Charibert accuses you all of plotting insurrection and challenges you to a battle, which he loses. He departs showing off some dope-ass acrobatic skills, doing backflips and shit from the rooftops, like, seriously, what the fuck was that? Anyway, Lucia decides to put her plans in motion, which involves having defenders lured out of the city, allowing you and a party a small opportunity to access the vault and rescue Aymeric. After fighting a few of Thornton's knights, you make your way to Thornton himself, and as he makes his great escape, you and Lord Orchifant give chase. Sir Zephyrin, lurking on the rooftops, conjures a huge spear of light and hurls it straight towards you. Horsefant, being the true bro he is, saves you, but is struck down and ultimately killed. Devastated by this tragic loss, Count Edmont recalls that to serve, to protect, and to sacrifice is the greatest calling for a knight, falling to his knees in mourning. Recounting what happened at the vault, you surmise the Heavensward are using primal powers to further their cause. With his sights set to Azislaw, the Archbishop takes the key to the floating isle and makes way. Cid helps you and friends to Azislaw, but not before Lord Edmont gives you Horsefant's shield as a memoir. Back at the airship landing, Ishtola and Estinian have a little squabble, with her warning him that the eyes are incredibly powerful and not to fall into their control. With the eyes in tow, you all depart for Azislaw, with a big send-off from everyone. You reach the Archbishop and his knights, who possess the perfectly composed dead body of Haldrath, along with the other eye of Nidhogg, and they summon King Thornton and his Knights 12 onto themselves. In a spectacle of a fight, you emerge victorious, and as he dies, the Archbishop gives you a wild look, like you're the Warrior of Darkness or something. What the hell, man? You're the bad guy here. Estinian grabs the other eye, and in his moment of respite, Nidhogg takes over, just like Ishtola said he would. He jumps away, and you go back to Ishgard because whatever, I guess, and when you return, a ceremony is held, and Ishgard becomes an official member of the Eorzean Alliance once again. After the big ceremony, Sir Aymeric tells the citizens about his father's disappearance, and unrest grows in Ishgard, some choosing to believe him and others not so much. After the reveal of the truth about Ishgard's history, you'll come across a man by the name of Matthew. He'll request that you go to the Scholasticate to find out which tome is missing from their 72 articles of Hellenic polity. When you arrive, you search the shelves and find volume 11 is in fact missing. It seems the church has been in turmoil recently, making the students of the Scholasticate target to more disagreeable folk in the city. You come across such targeting in the Broom, with ruffians taunting and teasing Theo, a mousy-looking student. It turns out the ringleader of this attack is a childhood acquaintance of his, who didn't seem to have as much luck in life as Theo. Angry about this, he burns the book and runs off after the arrival of another Scholasticate lay. After receiving thanks from the two for your assistance, you head to the Jeweled Crozier and find Matthew speaking with Cattell of St. Indalim's Scholasticate, who reveals the students have in fact become targets for the public's ire after the revelation of inconsistencies in the teachings of Ishgard's history and could use your help. While helping, you eventually learn that in order to be in favorable position with the Holy See, one must first graduate from the Scholasticate with the highest marks. Since the truth of Ishgard's history has been exposed, the curriculum and means of determining the best of the best must be reevaluated. And while change has come to Ishgard, ill feelings between the low and highborn still grows by the day. It seems those who come from the higher houses, such as Zemail, are more likely to receive such favor than low-born students who have been admitted. I won't go too into detail with the actual quest chain itself, since it kind of has a Hildebrand meets Harry Potter plot to it, but just know that the Scholasticate definitely has ties to how Ishgard is run. Back to pressing matters, Lucia decides to set up a meeting with Vidofnir to establish diplomatic relations between man and dragon. Vidofnir agrees to meet with Sir Aymeric, who has been wounded in an assassination attempt as several buildings in the city go up in flames. It turns out a rebel group calling themselves the True Brother of the Faith have seized control of the vault and taken several hostages with them. Sir Aymeric isn't having any of this, and while still recovering from his wounds, decides to head in and rescue his people. Sadly, not everyone makes it, as a young girl gets thrown off the roof of the vault to her death by some crazy-eyed man. Vidofnir, who is clearly a psychic, swoops in at the last second to save the girl's life. Proceeding with the plan, Sir Aymeric holds a ceremony between him and Vidofnir at Falcon's Nest, inviting you and the Scions. As you eat and mingle at the tavern, you are poisoned by one of the servers. A flashback ensues, and you see the server and others at a graveyard mourning their loved ones lost in the Dragonsong War. Thancred wakes you up as something is going on outside, and you make your way out of the tavern to see the same lady on the roost shouting vengeance against the Gervanians. Amanda Lane freaks out and orders a nearby knight to silence the woman, and he does so in front of everyone as the woman is shot down. Needing a win in life, Sir Aymeric decides to take the Alliance up on their offer to hold a grand melee of sorts, hoping to bolster the relations between the nations. With you on their side, victory is secured, and another peace conference takes place, revealing a very cool-looking symbol, showing the original bond between man and dragon. Unfortunately, the ceremony is cut short, as Estinian comes from out of nowhere and straight up stabs Vidofnir in the back, knocking her out. He shouts some nonsense and turns into Nidhogg in front of everyone, flying away. The crowd, realizing Nidhogg is just a hindrance at this point to peace, begins chanting, "Death to Nidhogg, death to Nidhogg." Still wanting to save Estinian, Alphinaud consults Krile and Y'shtola, who determine that Estinian's soul is still fighting in there, and that removing the eyes may save him. Sir Aymeric believes that only Nidhogg's equal, Hrace Velgar, can stop him, and so he enlists the Great Worm's help. As the Horde is attacking the Steps of Faith, you and company arrive on Dragonback just in time to greet Nidhogg. He and Hrace Velgar do battle in the sky, as both man and dragon watch on in awe. In the end, however, Nidhogg's rage proves too powerful, and he defeats Hrace Velgar, ripping off one of his wings in the process. You fight and defeat Nidhogg in an epic battle, and with the help from Alphinaud and departed friends, rip the eyes from Estinian's armor and cast them into the abyss. With Nidhogg finally defeated, Sir Aymeric moves to abolish the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops, paving the way for a new republic. The House of Lords and House of Commons is established, with Sir Aymeric, against his wishes, placed in the highest seat by election. Though it is not a position he wished to hold, he vows to lead Ishgard into a new era of peace. And as the final strains of the Dragon Song War drift gently heavensward, and a newborn litany of peace swells to take its place, it cannot be denied that there is much to celebrate. And while you have a nice dinner date with Aymeric, you never forget those you've lost in the fight for Ishgard's peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more lore videos, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for future videos as well. See you next time.